Hi friends, Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, big welcome back. I'm glad you guys are here for another episode. I'll get my timer going here. Let's see. All right. So, get into shop update first. It's exciting news. Really excited to share this with you guys. I did get into Michigan Fiber Festival this year, so it'll be a different celebration for me this year. Usually I like to patron Michigan Fiber Festival every year, and I've been going, I think, for the past 5 or 6 years at least, and absolutely love it. If you've never been to Michigan Fiber Festival, definitely check out my playlist. I'm pretty sure I have a Michigan Fiber Festival playlist. If I don't, after I'm done recording, I'm going to create one, but I tried to record some of the items that I've purchased and just talk about some of the fun things that I got up to while I was there. And so it may be an interesting look into it. And if it's something you're interested in doing, I have heard of others that will travel in to go to the show. They really enjoy it. There's so much wonderful fiber, and it's a all weekend long show. So it's definitely worth it if you're going to be traveling in. So you can come to classes. I think on Wednesdays and Thursdays they start the classes, but then the vendors are open Friday through Sunday, and that's August. So August 14th through 16th, 2026 will be the Michigan Fiber Festival this year. So I hope that you will partake if you're local, and if you're not local, hopefully this will give you enough time if you kind of wanted to plan a fun little trip. Allegan's a really neat area, very artsy. And then there's also really fun areas that are not that far away. So if you wanted to go to like Holland, Michigan, that's maybe a 30-minute drive from Allegan. So it's not terribly far from lots of really neat areas. And of course, Grand Rapids isn't that far either from Allegan. So that would be a neat place to stay and then like trek to Allegan for the show. Just some fun ideas if you're looking for a neat weekend trip. There's a lot that's close to each other, so you don't have to make big trips to get to different locations. So it's a fun area. The event itself is super fun. There's just so much to do. The animals, so Friday it's the vendors and there's some classes. So I usually always go to Friday, Saturday, and I really enjoy that because Fridays are quieter. And you can you get the first lay of the land of what the vendors have. So if you see something you really want, you could get it. Or if you're not sure, you could wait. And then Saturday is the busy day. So that's usually when there's a lot of people there. So if you get overwhelmed in crowds, that would be the day that would probably be the most overwhelming for you. But it's a really fun atmosphere. People are so kind and everybody loves woolly goodness there. And it's a neat experience. I always feel really good after I leave. And I've gone Fridays and Saturdays the past couple years, and I definitely recommend it. If you're someone who, like many of us probably are, more on the introverted side, it's just, it's really nice to be able to go and talk to people. It's like on Friday, it's quieter, so you can usually talk to the vendors a bit more, where Saturdays tend to be busier, and you can still talk to them, but they're usually talking to many people at once. And so it gets a little bit busy, but it's really fun. And I definitely think going to both days is very worth it. I'm excited to see how Sundays are, but again, this will be a different perspective because I'll be vending. So just really, really excited about it. And yeah, I'll be in building B is it B? 8B. 8B. There's 8A and 8B. I'm in 8B. So I look forward to seeing you guys if you do come, or if you have any friends that are in the area, definitely let them know to stop by if they're into the fiber arts at all, or animals. It's really fun to see all the animals. They have tons of different sheep. There's Pygora goats. There's Angora rabbits. There's Angora goats. It's really, really fun. And I feel like if you came every single day on the weekend, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you would not get bored. There's tons of things to do. I always just cram it. I crammed it into one day, and if you had to do that, you could. But I found I was exhausted if I only did one day, because I used to do just Saturdays, and it's great because you've got the animals and everything. But if you really wanted to like watch some of the animal shows and things like that, I would find you might feel like you rushed other things if you did that. So I found it a nice balance to at least go 2 days if you can. But if you can only go one day, then I would say Saturday or Sunday might be the best day to go, because that way at least the animals are there. So Fridays, it's only the vendors. The animals are just starting to get dropped off. All right. I feel like I didn't even take a breath. I just threw that all at you guys. So I'm really excited, as you can imagine. It's my first fiber festival. So I'm really looking forward to it. The in-person aspect. I primarily do online sales for Multifarious Nature, so it'll be a really fun way to interact with all of you, and I'm looking forward to meeting you. So if you do happen to come, and I'm going to mention this again closer to the event, but do please say hi and let me know, because I just really enjoy meeting all kinds of fiber enthusiasts. It's really fun. I feel like we're all kindred spirits, so definitely say hi. Okay, so finished object. I'm wearing it. I threw it on top of the shirt I was wearing today. Our house is actually quite comfortable right now, so wearing a sweater like this is kind of on the warm side, but I did want to show you guys. So I finished my weekender crew, and I basically had finished it, I think, the last time we spoke, but I did not have the pockets on yet. So I'm going to kind of stand up so you can see the pockets. So I've got 2 little pockets here. They're really cute. It's a nice oversized fit. I think I made the size 3, pretty sure, size 3. And so it drapes nicely. And if I go like this, you can see there's quite a bit of positive ease. I'm trying to remember, it was like 10 inches of positive ease. She definitely recommended a decent amount of positive ease. I love the fit in the sleeves. Comes right to my wrist, which is my ideal fit. I'm a big bracelet length, because if it goes past my hand at all, I just find I can't function normally, like doing day-to-day tasks. So, and I don't want to wear my sweaters and then have to take them off to do the dishes. Like, I want to be able to function in them. So I find this very functional. It is done in plutolopi, which is Icelandic wool, and it's unspun. And then I'm holding it double with really nice dark brown old mill yarn blend that is like, it's called like cobweb weight. So it's super, super lightweight. And that has merino, alpaca, nylon type blend. And I'm just holding that double with it just to add some extra durability. And it makes a really cool marled effect to the yarn. So it is kind of a burnt orange colorway anyway. And it just adds to that, which is really cool. All right, so that is my finished object. And then we're going to get into the works in progress. I'm really excited, you guys. I'm making major progress on one of these projects here. Actually, both of them. So the first one is my mystery musicale shawl by Stephen West. I haven't shown you this in a while because I haven't really worked on it in a little bit. And I started this in October. I think it was like the second week. So I started it late. Many started at the beginning of October. I started it late, and I've now picked it up again now that I've finished my crew. I really wanted to work on it. So I think I was still working on section 2 when we spoke last. So I have finished section 2. So you can see these cool waves. I do have it held on on yarn here. So it's kind of like compacted, so it would open a lot wider, but you can see it's wavy. It's got like a wavy look to it. It's a little accentuated at the moment because it's on a cord, but it does have a wavy look, and it goes from color to color, and then one of the colors is kind of the in between all the colors. So these are all my hand dyed colorways. This one is Nightshade, and then we have let's see here. It's all a bunch of Hocus Pocus is this really fun one with a lot of different colors in it. It's like dark, dark purple. There's little hints of yellow throughout, and then navy speckling. It's really fun. So that's a cool one. And then we have Nightshade, is the dark, dark purple. And the really fun, vibrant colorway, which you see more in Clue 2, is my Autumn Kiss colorway. It's really fun, warm, kind of coral-ish, and then it has some neat dark speckling throughout too. You can see it much more on Clue 3. So this is Clue 3. I have now gotten just a little bit done. I think I'm about a quarter of the way through, maybe about a quarter of the way through. Clue 3, it is an interesting clue. I'm enjoying it. I'm trying to think which clue I've enjoyed the most so far. I want to say, I think Clue 2 so far has been my favorite. But I do like the semi-complexness of this. This is modular knitting, so that's new to me. So you're doing like sections, and then you have to cut threads. So that being said, there's going to be a lot of strands that I have to weave in for this section, which that's kind of a bummer. I don't really look forward to that. But then the way I try to look at that, because it can be kind of tedious, I try to look at it as being meditative. And so if I just focus on that and I don't focus on trying to finish it at the end, when I have to weave in all the ends, I find that kind of makes it better. I've also seen some really cool ways that people have braided their ends. And so I'm going to kind of look into those different facets and see how I want to work with all my weaving in of ends. There may be a portion in here. I think the portion after Clue 1, I could probably like braid it because of the location. All the ends are kind of lined up. Where the modular, here's the back side. There's just like tons of ends hanging out all over the place. So it's kind of like doing a modular blanket, and then you just got to weave in all those ends. I should have maybe woven them in as I was knitting, but you know, I could start doing that now going forward. I'm not done yet, so we'll see about that. But I'm really enjoying it. I love this color work. It's just really fun. It's, as I mentioned, I started this in the fall, and it is fall colors. I mean, I designed the colors for a fall collection, so it's fun to work on them during that time, but it's still wintry, it's still cold, so I like the little pop of color with that autumn kiss, and the darker colors give me that moodiness that this time of year really brings, you know, the darker times. For those of you that are new, I'm in Michigan, and it is definitely winter here, which means we do not get a lot of sunlight. And today is quite beautiful. We went from having green grass everywhere this morning and overcast to now being fully blanketed in snow, because the snowflakes are absolutely beautiful. They're enormous. I'm looking out the window right now, and many of them are like an inch in diameter. They're just gorgeous. So I love this time of year. I do. It's just so beautiful. All right. Next work in progress. This one has been it's just so much fun. So this is another facet of Multifarious Nature. So my one part of my business is the hand-dyed yarn. And then the other part that I've been really delving deep into is hand-processed fiber that you can spin. And so this is my Multifarious Nature 2025 Advent. And it is a fiber advent. I think I have 1 or 2 still available. So I'm going to show you guys this. I've got all 6 days here. There were 6 days, and they're all washed. So they're all washed, all black, basically like set. The twist has been set. So I'm going to try to show you them in order here. See if I can undo that. Okay. Oh, should have been a little more organized. Sorry about that. Okay, here we are. So day 1, I'm pretty sure I showed you guys this, but we're gonna do another showing for those that are new. So the first day is Icelandic. We have some beautiful drape and some wonderful cream color. That's Icelandic. And then we have Shetland, a personal favorite of mine. It is a beautiful dark Morat Shetland. The majority of these fleeces are from Michigan. I got them from small farms. Tunis. This plumped up so beautifully once I set it. So I did wash these in, soaked them in hot water with a little bit of wool wash. And then I'm pretty sure I did thwack them a little bit to help them plump. This just plumped up beautifully. And then the next day is Jacob from Miss Molly. Jacob sheep out of Michigan here. Beautiful gray. This one definitely varied from skein to skein because Jacob is black and white. So depending on how much black and white got into your blend, it will look different, but there will be varying shades of gray. And then we have Clun Forest. Really neat breed. I love all of these rare breeds. Another really plump. This one bounced like crazy. It's very bright cream. I mean, this would be, in my mind, this is a white. This is very bright wool when it comes to like the whites with sheep. Very bright white. It's beautiful. And then we have the last colorway, which is super fun, textural. It had different, it was a tricolor sheep, and it was also a banded, like the locks were banded. The colors as the locks grew changed color. It's really cool. CVM, so it's California Variegated Mutant. That's this one, and her name's Christmas, and she is also out of northern Michigan here. Really beautiful. I loved that. It's so soft. This is another one that plumped up beautifully because CBM. And just look at some of those fun spots because of the grays and creams. Just created this. She's primarily I would say a brown, but to get some fun colors. So here is the entire advent all lined up. You guys can see that. Yeah, there we go. So there is the entire advent. So I'm going to use this. I spun them up to work the Jaunty shawl by Andrea Mowry. I'm doing her Jaunty along, or Jaunty Sal, I think is what it's called. So it's the Jaunty spin along. You can totally use like commercial bought yarn or like hand dyed yarn. You can totally do that. But I wanted to do the spin along because I have the opportunity to do that. So I'm using my Multifarious Nature 2025 Advent. And then I have one half of my braid from Lair of the Llama. It is her A Hint of a Holidays colorway. I love it so much. This is the first single. I'm going to ply them together, and I just split it in half lengthwise, and we're going to apply it together in that same fashion. So there might be a slight rubber pulling where the colorways fade from one to the next, which will be fun. And that was a 4 ounce braid. So that's the first one. And I'm still working on the second one. I'm about halfway through it, I'd say. So once that one gets finished, I'm going to work the shawl in this fashion. So maybe this will give you a better idea as to like how it's going to look, hopefully. So I'll start with my A Hint of the Holidays colorway. I'll knit just a portion wherever I want to stop, because it basically, my understanding is it gets bigger, and then when you get about a certain percentage of your shawl knit, then you start decreasing. So that way you won't hopefully run out of yarn because it's definitely designed for hand spun. So here's a photo of it, and they all look different. And she really, Andrea Mowry is the designer, and she really wants you to be able to do whatever you want, have fun with it. Just some really beautiful ones using hand-dyed wool. And I thought that would be super fun to do the Hint of the Holiday with my Advent. So I felt like that really went together nicely. So we'll do, like I said, this first, and then I'll work with day one of my Advent. and knit until I use every ounce of this. And once I get through that, then I will start using more into the holidays. And I'm just going to keep working this between each colorway. And I think it's going to be cool because as I progress, as the shawl is getting wider, my stripes will get narrower, which is cool. I think it's going to look really interesting, and it's going to be really cozy and comfy, that's for sure. And I'm just really looking forward to it. So it's a fun, big project, and just something nice to look forward to this time of year. So that's my big one. My work in progress is the spinning part, and we will then get to the knitting part at some point here, and I'll be showing you the work in progress with the knitting, which is exciting. All right, that is it for my works in progress. I'm trying to think if there's anything else with that. Nope, I think that's it. So yeah, I guess life update is what we talk about now. And as far as that goes, not a whole lot different right now. Like I said, it was 50 degrees the other day, and it was like, green grass, all the snow melted, and then 2 days go by, and then poof, we're back in winter. Very typical here, that's for sure. But the 50 degrees was a little strange in January, that's for sure. But I'm enjoying the snow, and the sheep are enjoying it too, I'm sure. They're really funny. They like when it snows like this kind of thing. If it's pelting little pellets, that's when they seem to get a little aggravated with it. But otherwise, they don't seem to mind it. I just cleaned out their hut yesterday, so they'll be happy with the nice fresh bedding to be able to just kind of chill in there if they need to get out of the snow. But their fleeces are really coming in nicely. They're so beautiful, and it's fun as the moisture content increases in the air. You can see more and more of the wave, and like almost looks like curls, but they're wave structures in their wool, and it's so pretty. They're just so fun. And our littlest ones, Ginger and Midge, are so sweet, and they've been so cuddly, and just a lot of fun. So anyway, I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I wanted to chat with you guys about. I think that's it. It's a little bit of a shorter episode this week. I think that's it. I think I'm going to call it. So, yeah, I'd love to hear how you guys are doing. I'd love to hear what you're up to. And if you are doing the jaunty along, or jaunty Sal, definitely comment below, and I will try to include a link to join that if you want to, because it's a lot of fun and there's a lot of people doing it, and I actually need to update a photo to send to post on the jaunty along, because I would like to share my progress. I love seeing everybody else's progress. It's really neat seeing all the pretty colors people have chosen, and even not hand spun, like commercial or hand dyed yarn. It's really fun. So it's a neat communal type thing that you can participate in, and it's totally free. So, and it's going until I think June. So we have a while. She's giving you I think she said she was giving us 3 months to spin it and then 3 months to knit it. Basically, like if you break it down that way. Obviously, many can spin faster than that, and some spin longer than that, and some will knit faster than that, and some will knit longer than that, depending on how it works. But I think if you complete it in that amount of time, you get entered into the drawing for the prizes. So it's just a lot of fun, and I enjoy being able to participate in it. I participated in her spin along a couple years ago for a pair of socks, and that was really fun too. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're making, and yeah, definitely staying healthy. I look forward to chatting with you soon. Take care. Bye.